And we welcome you to Water Polo Wednesday here on KBPK. I am Ryan Osborne, joined by Joseph Pavlenko and Mark Pavlovich as we get set for this afternoon's matchup between Fullerton College and Orange Coast. Once again, Ryan Osborne, Joseph Pavlenko, Mark Pavlovich, and guys, when you take a look at this matchup, it's a Fullerton College team that had a pretty good showing at a tournament last weekend and are trying to keep themselves on a roll.
Well, I had the pleasure of seeing him play Cypress College over at Cypress College, Mark Cantor's team. And there was a close match, Ryan, when you looked at it. It was 8-8 going into it, 30 seconds left in the final period. And it was a penalty shot that determined the outcome of that game. So I think this is going to be a close match today. And I think it may be one that could flip either way for Orange Coast College and or for Fullerton College. So we'll see what happens today here on KBPK and Water Polo Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a good time over there.
We are having a good time. You know what? We've got snacks, we've got water polo, and we are set to roll here between Orange Coast and Fullerton College. Fullerton College will be on the left-hand side, going to the right-hand side. Mark Pavlovich talking to a famed coach here at Fullerton College as we get set once again. Orange Coast hopping themselves into the pool. And we get set here on the left-hand side. Fullerton College will be in the blue caps going from right to left, as we're going to end up having Monse Maldonado, also joined out there by Elise Wesky. Both of them will take off as McKaylee Franco is going out there as well. Near side, it will be Riley Jackson trying to go up against Paige Woodside. Woodside ends up winning the ball, and we are underway. Live from the Fullerton College Aquatic Center, Fullerton College and Orange Coast. Both of these two teams looking to continue to improve their record, trying to get themselves into a good standing going into the Orange Empire Conference Tournament. Ball over towards the left side where it will find the awaiting arm of Woodside. Woodside sees an ordinary called, and Jillian Dew is going to watch on as Woodside will take a shot, and a save is made. So Brisella Robinson is able to get the first save of this one, and we are underway between Fullerton and Orange Coast. Riley Jackson right at the point. Starts to push a little bit of pressure. She's got Kaylee on her left. Little drop in, looking for Halushka. Instead, it's going to be a block on a shot that is taken by Franco. And Orange Coast will take over. And immediately, Ella Walker will decide to bring the ball up the pool. Walker with it. Wants to push. On the left, she'll find someone in Dew. Riley gets an exclusion, and Orange Coast is going to not only take over possession, but they're going to get a little bit of time with the man advantage. At the top of the point, it's going to go over to Nardelli. Nardelli, far side, they swing it over to the wing, and Roddenberry. Roddenberry tries to go this side, doesn't end up working, goes off the post. A save is made by Robinson, and Fullerton will take over. So the attempt there was by Dew, and then another opportunity for Diana Hernandez. And Hernandez will see Robinson make the save. She's got two, and Fullerton College can go away.
Well, and you've seen Fullerton College is playing man-to-man defense. We'll see if they drop into a zone the longer these two teams go against each other.
Little tip goes off of Maldonado. It's going to go wide.
I'd call that a bit of a dink, but tip works too.
If it's a dink and you do it, so it is a dinky do.
I mean, it's in a pool, so would it be a dink dunk? A dink in the dunk?
Yes. On the inside, little floater goes up over top for Dew. She tries to get that one to just kind of poke its way past Robinson, but hits the crossbar and goes away. When you look at Dew, she's the one who's leading the team currently. She's got 55 goals and has been the catalyst for this Orange Coast squad. Orange Coast currently at an even record of 10-10. Fullerton College trying to improve on a 12-8 record. Far side of the pool, they look for someone, can't get it over to Wesky cleanly. She's only got 6 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Wesky all the way back. She tries to find Halushka. Halushka is going to get that one taken away. And up ahead goes Diana Hernandez.
You know, we were out here early in the season, Ryan, and you were talking about Orange Coast 10-10 record, Fullerton 12-8. In our first game, we were talking about the water polo team here at Fullerton College, a little bit on the younger side, getting the flow, the speed of college water polo down versus high school water polo. And I think you talking about their wins at the tournament this past season, would you say this team is starting to grow as the season has progressed?
I think that would be true, especially if you look at their overall stats throughout this season, as Robinson is going to see that shot go wide and she'll pick up. But you look at how Fullerton has performed going from that start of the season, even when we saw them against Riverside, as Franco is there, she's got a shot and a goal.
One dink in the dunk.
But going back to your point, Fullerton has absolutely progressed. I mean, just going from that tournament they were at a couple weekends ago versus what we saw against Riverside City College, that was a completely different team with a better opportunity to be more cohesive. They got in the pool and were able to almost dominate and initiate exactly what their game plan was going to be. We didn't see that in the Riverside matchup. So to answer your question, yes, this is a team that is continuing to improve. And as of right now, they've got a 1-0 lead. Kaylee Franco ends up getting the goal. And we're going to have Mark Pavlovich, our camera guy, over to our left, continue to pan from one side of the pool all the way to the other side of the pool throughout the remainder of this ball game, as Robinson will pick it up. And Orange Coast can get themselves on the board. It's 1-0.
Hey, let me call IATSE and see if that I'm okay to do that. So, you know, Ryan, you bring up Franco. Franco was the one that scored the goal to beat Cyprus when they played against Cyprus, and she had 3 goals in that Cyprus game.
Into traffic, Riley Jackson takes a shot that ends up going wide. Fullerton's going to maintain possession, though, as it ends up going off the awaiting hand of Bays, and it will go out. So now Fullerton gets possession in the far side corner. It's 1-0, Fullerton College with the advantage. They've got a fresh shot clock to work with, and Jackson over to Halushka. Halushka, left-handed shot, sees Jackson take it, it deflects in. It's 2-0 Fullerton.
Would we call that a deflector? The ball just had so much force on it, just the hand could not stop it. I don't think she went up with enough authority to meet the force of that ball.
Well, you could call that a bunny. I mean, really, because it was thrown so hard at the goalie. The goalie would not have been able to stop it.
So ball goes over to Ella Walker, the 5'11" freshman out of Oceanside. Looking for a teammate as everyone looks to set up. Got it near side of 2 meters, wanting to turn, and drawing a foul will end up being Charlotte Gray. Gray has 25 goals this season, and she will see Orange Coast go a person up. Riley Jackson is going to take off. That's far side. They'll swing it to the wing. They've got Roddenberry. Now they'll switch it up. It's Dew. Again, 55 goals. Very powerful right arm for Dew. She takes a shot. Robinson has 3 saves. Dew goes after it. And immediately, Fullerton College will get the opportunity to go on the advantage. But we've got a timeout before we get there. So, with 2:51 left to go in the first quarter of play, it's Fullerton College 2 and Orange Coast 0. You are watching Fullerton College Water Polo here on KBPK.
You know, Ryan, just the sound of the impact on that save, my hands hurt.
You know, it's a difficult one to pick up too, Joe, because you look at the spot where Dew ends up taking that shot. And it's from this near side wing where there's just a little bit of a lane of sunlight and shade. At the right angle, it's difficult for a goalkeeper to pick that up because you're trying to figure out, is it going to be through the sun? Is it going to come across with the shade? If it passes into the shade, your eyes have to adjust to that. So in addition to calculating that in your mind, it's also a powerful shot like you mentioned. The reflexes have to be there quickly.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the things that's interesting too, Joe, about this was when you think about this Orange Coast College team, they do very well when they swim in somebody else's pool. They are 4-1 for the season. When they're at home, they don't swim too well. it's an interesting concept because usually you get that thing where it's a comfortable feeling at home. We haven't found this. This is a team that used to be extremely dominant. And with Gabe's team, too, the thing you're going to have to watch with Gabe's team is going to be after the divers getting and crossing at the proper time. Ryan, on the last couple times down there, you heard Gabe telling him to cross, cross, cross. They haven't been doing it, but they've got 2 goals, and they're up 2-0 right now.
Yeah, and we've seen them have a lot of success when they go up on the board quickly. And when they do so, it takes a lot of pressure off of their defense. They don't have to feel like they've got to be perfect defensively and kind of pressure themselves in their own minds. You see Riley Jackson, another chance. She scores, just finds the right angle on that one and goes to the left. She's got 2 goals. It's Fullerton College 3, Orange Coast 0.
She keeps sending those lasers in, and it's either force above the water, and apparently nobody, even if they get a hand on, can stop it. Or I think this is the second time she's almost skipped that ball off the water like you'd be skipping a stone.
Yeah, and it ends up finding its way just perfectly in that left side corner. It's a very well placed, very well aimed shot. This is going to go off to the left-hand side. First goal of the game for Orange Coast is there as the conversion is made there by Charlotte Gray. Gray quickly in behind the defense of Fullerton College. And Orange Coast gets themselves on the board. It's 3-1. Robinson pops the ball over to herself. Now into some sun here in the city of Fullerton. Fullerton Blue Caps going from left to right. Here's Braun. Braun, lots of contact, getting dunked underneath on the far side. For Fullerton is Elise Wesky. Wesky, top of the point. Wesky looking for someone. She's got Montse, who sends it off the crossbar. Now Fullerton's got to get back in transition. Mark, you've seen this team multiple times, not only this season, but in years past as well. It's a Fullerton team that likes to get back defensively as quickly as possible if they can. But before we get to you, Montse Maldonado takes the ball away. She's in the clear. She's got numbers to her right, a 3-on-3 if she hurries or a breakaway if she continues. Montse gets pulled from behind. That's going to be an exclusion, and Fullerton College goes a personnel. Chance for Montse. She says, I'll take it myself. She scores 4-1 Fullerton, and plain and simple, the Hornets are getting themselves on the board and really just dictating the way that this game is going to be played.
And Ryan, in watching... Well, sorry, Joe. Didn't mean to step on you. I beat you to the punch. I dove in the water before you did. They are finding themselves offensively. They struggled finding themselves and making crisp passes against Cyprus and being in the right place at the right time or throwing it to the open individual. Today, they have found the right person in the right place against Orange Coast College.
Franco with the defense on the inside. Triple team there by the Hornets, taken away by Robinson. You saw Orange Coast there trying to sneak someone right down the middle in behind the defense. That was Anna Nardelli. Nardelli got there, but 2 quick Hornets were easy to get to the ball and take away the danger. Wesky, top of the point. She'll find the wing. Scooped over to Franco. Franco has Halushka on the inside. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Takes a shot that ends up getting saved, parried away by Ella Walker. The shot was there, but Walker anticipates it well, and she's able to read it and keep that from going in. Well placed by Franco. Couldn't convert near side. It'll float over to Bays. Bays finds Hernandez. Hernandez, little floater that goes off the mark. A save is made initially and converted on the rebound by Anna Nardelli. Nardelli with a beautiful example, Mark, of finding a rebound, getting yourself in position, and poking that one home. Well played by Nardelli.
And, Joe, you realize in all sports, just like water polo, just because you make the shot, unless you control it, it's still a live ball in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, she is reading the Gordon Bombay book on scoring goals, which is you pick up the trash and then you take the next shot.
You know, there shouldn't be any trash in a pool.
Hornets trying to fly together, going from left to right. Here's Robinson with 1 second left, sends it over top. That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter of play. And at the end of one, it is Fullerton College with the lead 4-2. You are watching Water Polo Wednesdays here on KBPK.
Ryan, you and Joe have been out here for a lot of the home games. I've seen them now on the road a couple times. Really has been one of the faster starts for this Fullerton Water Polo team today.
Yeah, and I think what they're doing very well, and you're hearing it from Coach Martinez off to your left as well, is they're getting themselves into position early, and they're not allowing Orange Coast to get themselves back in defensive positioning and defensive spacing that they would like. So Fullerton is going out there and dictating exactly what they want to do on offense because they're getting there so quickly, Mark. You're seeing them swim up and down the pool at a quicker pace, and it's allowing them to have more options to do what they want with the lanes that they want because of how quickly they're able to get there.
And, Joe, I got to ask you because, I know you're an athletic gentleman, but can you imagine being out in that pool and using the old egg beater kick to rise out of the water the way these young women and the young men did earlier when they had their match today?
Oh, heck no. I've tried to do egg beaters just for fun, and no thank you.
No, I'm not talking breakfast. I'm talking in the pool. See, I got my food in.
You did. You did get the food in. 4-2, Fullerton with the lead as we head to quarter number 2. You see Gabriel Martinez at the edge of your screen over to your left. Once again, Fullerton College in the blue caps with Orange Coast in the white caps. And we want to give everyone a quick reminder that water polo is not the only thing we have going on today on KBPK. Right after this, we're going to dash over to the Hornets' nest, and we're going to have some women's volleyball live from Fullerton College. The CRTV 145 class is going to cover that live here on KBPK. An exciting matchup between Fullerton College and Saddleback in just a couple hours.
And guys, I both have to ask you because Joe and Ryan have been the voices for water polo. Have you seen Gabe as a coach deal with this? I mean, he's so used to winning, Ryan. Have you seen it different? You've done interviews out here with all of them. It's the same attitude and the same mantra that you've heard even with the winning seasons right now?
I think it is the same attitude that he treats it. This is something very reminiscent to that 2016 squad that he looked at us and said, hey, a couple years ago, national championship. Year before, in 2015, they were right there in the state playoff. But you have to look at a very young squad and realize what you're working with people who haven't necessarily had the opportunity to be in the pool in collegiate play yet. He understands that, and he's teaching them. So it's the same attitude that he would usually go with, but he also understands what he's looking at with these athletes not having the opportunity to play collegiate ball yet. Ball taken by Orange Coast on the draw. We are in quarter number 2. It's 4-2. Fullerton College with the lead as Orange Coast looks to set up. Brooke Bays with the ball, and she's going to float it to her right. Trying to find a teammate. She has Roslyn Contreras, and Fullerton is able to take it away. Fullerton College Hornets trying to expand on their lead with Monse Maldonado. She already has one in this matchup and also one off the crossbar. Monse looking for Kaylee. She's got Rojas on the inside. Now to Halushka. Halushka gets it taken away, and Orange Coast will be able to move up the pool. Mark, you saw this team in their last matchup against Cypress College. I mean, you were asking me, is this a different team? Just based on what you saw in the matchup against Cypress, is this the same team that you saw against the Chargers?
Oh, no. I mean, there were times, and you've been around Gabe enough. There were players in the pool that had no idea where they were going. They would get, words from their coach on what play to make, and Ryan, they were lost in the pool. Completely different team today.
Hornets not able to convert there. It's 4-2.
Yet they did beat Cypress. I need to throw that in there. They did beat Cypress. So, I mean, I want to stay in the positive with Fullerton.
Little poke over. Orange Coast scores as that goes in for Diana Hernandez. So Fullerton takes the lead. Was 4-1 at one point, now it's 4-3.
And even to add to Mark's comment earlier, Ryan, you and I have been out here covering some of the home games for Fullerton College Hornets on Water Polo Wednesday. And I think the last time we were out here, well, we've been so busy, it feels like it's almost been a month. And in that time, this feels like a night and day different team. The Hornets look like they're not afraid to play some aggressive water polo. And it's really showing in what they're able to put up on the board.
Fullerton College able to hustle over to that with Halushka. Goes right to what you were talking about. We didn't see that against Riverside as that ball goes far and away. As Halushka is going to see this one go over to Franco. Franco at the top. Franco looking for a lane. It gets deflected twice, and it will be stopped there by the Pirates. They've got a breakaway if they want to go with it. Little floater into the pool. Up ahead, it will fly. It will go to Contreras. Contreras gets that one poked away by Franco, and she's able to get back in time, and the Hornets prevent a clean break. Kaylee Rojas moving up. Shot was there and deflected away, and the Pirates take over once more. So Fullerton led this at one point 4-1. It's now 4-3, and Orange Coast has cut down each of the last 3 offensive opportunities for the Hornets.
I think that's just an example of Orange Coast went into the end of the first quarter, saw some stuff that they needed to change, then they're making the adjustments here in real time as they put another one into the back of the net.
It's 4-4 as Hernandez is able to score her 3rd of this one, and Hernandez has been lively. The Pirates tie this one up. They come all the way back from down 4-1, and now here in the second frame of play, Fullerton College, they had the pace, Mark. They had, I don't want to call it domination, but they did kind of set the expectation in the early going, but now it's Orange Coast who is flying.
Well, and what Fullerton has not done is when there's been that loose ball or there's that 50-50 ball like in many sports or in ice hockey, just like that one, Ryan, Orange Coast comes away with it.
Taken away by Paige Woodside, and she's going to float it up. It's a break for Bays. Bays in alone. She's got a chance. Right-handed, taken away by Montse Maldonado. Robinson says, hey, let's poke it back. Let's slow it down for a second. A great job there, Mark, of Maldonado getting back and taking away the offhand.
Yeah, and when you watch Fullerton swim down as a group, you'll notice that they don't get anybody really out in the flat quickly. And Gabe wants the spacing to be considered next time down.
As one of our CRTV 145 students joins us here in just a few moments, getting set for women's volleyball. Chance on the left side. It's Paige Woodside. Woodside shot off the bar. Picked up by Montse Maldonado, and it's going to continue to be a 4-4 matchup.
And Ryan, there's the conversation we just had. Shot on goal, ball is loose. Fullerton comes away with the ball.
Well, they need to, because at least 3 of these 4 goals scored by Orange Coast have been off of rebounds of shots.
You mentioned that, Joe. That's inside of 2 meters, too. So it's not like it's getting poked away and flying 5-6 meters out, and they're getting that second chance. This gets dumped into the corner as Fullerton will change possession. But it's something where they're getting the opening shot and crashing down towards the net and getting that second opportunity from inside of 2. Left-hand side. Now it goes to Bays. Bays this season, 17 goals, 13 assists. Setting things up, right-handed. Beautifully placed shot, she scores, and now Orange Coast has taken the lead. Mark, that is a picturesque shot there by Bays as she finds the right top corner.
Yeah, and the thing is, again, you're going to hear, you know, really in water polo, it's if you're the offensive team that's out there, you keep the other team back deep. They'll probably get picked up very high when they make the attack. You're watching how deep now OCC goes down to make an attack. So you'll need, and you hear Gabe saying, hey, ladies, you need to run the sides. If you run out in the flat can help settle up the middle for a diver. They haven't been able to do that. We'll see if Gabe gets somebody to play a little double post pretty soon down here on the offensive end.
5-4 with the lead. Orange Coast has taken it just a few moments ago. Here's Riley. Riley will find Kaylee Rojas. Kaylee back to Riley. They play catch. Kaylee says, I'll take it myself. It is blocked, parried away, and picked up by Ella Walker. So Walker has been good. She's got 4 saves to her credit to this point. And OCC says, hey, let's work quickly. They've got a 3-on-2 if they hurry. They decide to bring it into about 3 to 4 meters away. It finds the waiting hand of Julian Dew. Dew. Cross pool. Roddenberry just misses this near side post, and it will stay 5-4 Orange Coast.
Now let's see if we spread the pool just a little, Ryan, because you'll watch OCC stack the center.
Exactly what Mark is talking about. They end up putting 3 on the inside. 4 if you want to count it off the post. A chance for Halushka, and she will see that hit the post and carry him away. It stays 5-4, and Fullerton College trying to get themselves back into this and currently trailing it 5-4.
Orange Coast in the second quarter just really doesn't want to let Fullerton College set up by their goal like they were in the first quarter.
It's now 6-4 as Orange Coast, like you were talking about, they're kind of with that pressure deciding how the rest of this match is played since about the 6 minutes gone in the first quarter.
But Ryan, here's the difference. You watch them stack the center. You haven't seen that on a defensive side from Fullerton. So Fullerton is playing lax defensively instead of standing up the player. It's like setting anything else. You get in front of somebody, you man up against or woman up against that individual who's got the ball or doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. Fullerton is playing like they still have that 2 or 3 point lead.
Exactly, Joe.
And
I agree.
They need to tighten up that defense, especially in the position that they've gotten themselves into.
Fullerton sees a common take place. Halushka will take possession on the near side, right at the wing.
So she's in the flat. Now what you need to do is look for a cutter across the middle.
No one there. She'll bring it over to Monse Maldonado. High pressure, 20 seconds on the shot clock. On the inside, they try and find the awaiting arm of Kayla Arias. Arias can't get that one to work. Here's Wesky. Wesky with Riley Jackson. Jackson at the top. She'll find Halushka. Halushka, couple of hands directing her path. She'll lose it over towards the middle. Tries to get it to a teammate. Franco coming back for it, and Fullerton will keep possession. Franco, little tapper, a beautiful chance there for Franco, but she is going to see that one go in, and Fullerton College gets one back. It's 6-5.
And every once in a while, Joe, I've seen it in the men's game more than the women's game. I'll watch ping pong with the ball where, Ryan, I don't have control. I throw it in your direction, and you smack it into the goal. That's what happened there. So you're hearing Gabe yell, let's play a little solid defense for this last 37 seconds.
Yeah, I have a feeling Gabe at halftime is going to be given a pep talk about what how the Hornets need to be adapting compared to how OCC has been adapting in this game to how the Hornets are playing.
Ball on the far side with under 12 seconds on the shot clock. Now they switch it, trying for a 2-meter play. It will stay with Orange Coast. 14 on the clock. They get the shot clock taken out of it. And Fullerton, trailing by 1, is going to have to play defense for the next 14 seconds.
You know, that was real strange to me, Ryan, as somebody who enjoys football and is here with you on Football Fridays on KBPK. I saw the goalie get dunked in this game. That's something that in a football match you'd never seen the attacking team be that aggressive or that physical with a keeper.
And you're seeing them really have opportunities as that ball goes and lands directly in front of Walker, which will take us to the half. But you're seeing Orange Coast with how aggressive they are. They're getting themselves inside of Fullerton College's defense and taking advantage of that. And that goes right to what you're talking about. They had an extra person right at the front who had a chance coming off the rebound. So as we go to the half, it's 6-5 Orange Coast with the lead. You are watching Fullerton College Water Polo on Water Polo Wednesdays here on KBPK. Ryan Osborne, Joseph Pavlenko, joined by Mark Pavlovich here on KBPK. And Mark, you take a look at this first half. It's a tale of two quarters for Fullerton. The first quarter of play, almost picturesque for Fullerton College. The second quarter, almost nothing went their way.
Well, you watch the passes were very crisp for Fullerton in that first quarter, and the cutters were in the right place, and you would go down and set low in the center or on a post. You didn't play out towards the end. As the game progressed, the passes weren't as crisp, and sometimes they were very errant thrown down, and that's why Orange Coast College got to be a little more productive. They were also more productive because they were getting that basically, hey, the ball's up for grabs. Everybody go and find it. And they were the more aggressor down there. Great saves by the goalie for Fullerton. I mean, there were some shots there, Ryan Osborne, that if she doesn't make that save, they're down by more than just one goal at this stage at half for them against Orange Coast College. And, Joe, when you look at it, really, it was just, I'm going to say it wasn't the offense. It was the defense that was laxing for Fullerton in that second period.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it. They were playing like they still had a lead, and that can be problematic, especially when you were starting to lose that lead. Going back to the goalkeeping, like you were mentioning, Mark, OCC sent in some bullets, some absolute laser beams in the couple first minutes of the game. And if you look at the Fullerton College goalie, they went up there and blocked it. Two hands, almost like you would look at a receiver trying to catch a ball, making that diamond shape with their hand to get that coverage to try to, not in this case quite so much catch the ball, but to block the ball and stop its path into the goal. A lot of what seems to get by her are the shots going for the corners, and she's trying to reach out and stretch and get a one-armed block in, and she's just not able to get it there. Going back to OCC being able to kind of spread out the pool a little bit more, and Fullerton not being able to keep the coverage that they probably should be.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I mean, I really do. I think and again, you heard Gabe when he was yelling at him, get those rebounds. That also hurt them on trying to stay in. So far, though, they're only down by one. If they can come back out the way they played in that first quarter, they're back in this match easily, only trailing by one here at the half.
Guys, as we continue here at the half, very quickly, we want to remind everyone that here at KBPK, in addition to across the college, there is not just a campaign, but sort of an awareness opportunity for everyone to understand what's going on in the city of Fullerton and at Fullerton College to, yes, bring awareness to something that affects a lot of people's lives not just in the state of California, not just at Fullerton College, but across the nation. Mark, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but now we're right in the middle of Breast Cancer Awareness Month here at Fullerton College. And just, you see some of the stats that affect Americans with this disease, with over 300,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer diagnosed each year. Nearly 13% of women in the United States will be at risk of developing it. Over 4 million survivors across the country at this moment. It's something that's not necessarily as simple as, oh, okay, it's going to affect someone else. I know about it. It's more in tune with almost everyone knows someone who is fighting or surviving with.
Well, I think if we looked around the table here, all of us know somebody who has dealt with some form of cancer, be it with themselves or a family member. And what breast cancer awareness does, Ryan, is it does make those young people, the young women that are out there, Don't say to yourself, Heather, I'm ever too young to let this disease, it's not going to happen to me because I'm too young. It's not going to. If there is that unusual pattern going on with your body, then go to your doctor and ask. Let them give you the proper test. And at the end of the day, when the doctor says there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, instead of saying, see, I didn't need to go, you'll say, thank goodness I don't have that deadly disease and I don't have to worry about it. It is still one of the larger killers here as we get ready for a second half. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Maddie Smith get on the camera here. Maddie, you get to follow the action here on KBPK. So you follow them going back and forth. I'm going to get down low here and get out of the way and just relax this second half as Maddie comes up. Might as well use her, right, guys?
She is out here, and we appreciate her being out here as she gets set for women's volleyball here on KBPK. That will be taking place. It starts at 6 p.m., so it's coming up in just a shade over an hour here on KBPK. Back here at the pool, it's 6-5, Fullerton College with the advantage, and Riley Jackson decides that she wants to push up quickly. Jackson fighting them with two different people, one of them being Dew. Dew is surprised by the exclusion, but she's going to be taken out. It's a man advantage for Fullerton College with Halushka. Left-handed, she scores.
I feel like that's the kind of foul or penalty. You're obviously trying to draw it. It's like in basketball or it's like in soccer. Somebody's making a breakaway. You know you're doing something to try to play with the momentum that is on the field with the rate that player is going towards your goal to try to score. And in your head, you're saying, I have to do anything to stop this attack. So when you get that called on you, how can you look at a ref and be surprised?
Yeah, and it's a difficult one, too, especially since just moments later, Fullerton College capitalizes and gets the goal to get them tied back up again. So not only is it the surprise factor that she's trying to figure out, but also you look at it as, hey, it immediately ends up costing the team. As being a person up, Fullerton College scores, makes it 6-6. Comment on the far side of the pool. Now it's going to be taken up and picked away by Paige Woodside. Woodside off to the right. Finds Roddenberry. Roddenberry has Dew on the far side of the pool. They find it over towards Dew. Dew will find Kramer. Kramer takes a shot, a little more of a floater than anything. Doesn't end up working, and Fullerton College with Robinson, who gets her 5th save of this match, will move up the pool with 20 on the clock. Halushka inside, finds Franco. Franco on her right hand, gets it tipped away from her. Beautiful inside positioning there by Diana Hernandez. And Mark, OCC, if they want to finish off this matchup and get themselves a win, they've got to prevent the center for Fullerton College from getting clean possession on the inside of 2 meters.
Yeah, and what they have to do is make sure it's not a one-on-one, and that's what you'll see down low every once in a while. And so it's that goalie having the defense in front, basically screening people off defensively.
Right side of the pool. It's Roddenberry. Roddenberry trying to move to her left hand. She'll take a far shot. That goes up and high, and it's going to land outside the pool. Robinson takes over with 6:10 on the clock in the 3rd quarter of play. Fullerton College 6, Orange Coast 6. Orange Coast with a 10-10 record, trying to get themselves back into the win column and above 500. OCC sees a foul committed by Fullerton, and they will turn the ball over. Fullerton with Roddenberry. We're watching Roddenberry as she's got Woodside. Woodside being told to shoot, sends it off the crossbar, and Jackson is going to retrieve the rebound.
And you saw there Roddenberry all by herself, Ryan. They closed out late defensively. A high shot might have kicked down into the goal.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones, Mark, where you're trying to catch the goalie before she goes into that egg beater motion. McKaylee Franco inside, dunked for a second. Exclusion coming up. Or is it a common? It will end up being an exclusion against Hernandez, and Fullerton College gets their 2nd person up advantage in this 3rd quarter. Now Halushka. Halushka goes after it. It goes off the hands of OCC and out. And I believe Fullerton College is going to keep possession here.
Got a very spirited game going on, Ryan.
Take that back. We may have ourselves a penalty shot for Franco. On the inside, Franco was being bodied by a lot of contact, and Franco will get an excellent chance to give Fullerton College the lead. Like Mark mentioned, she scored the game winner at Cypress. She'll take a shot here, a skipper, and the save is made by Ella Walker. So Walker keeps this one tied up, and it remains 6-6 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
This is the Fullerton College I feel like we were seeing in the first quarter of the game, maybe second quarter. They lost some of the gas in the tank, but they're doing that high pressure press towards the goal, and they've managed to put at least one on the.
Almost sees one, C one by OCC. Float in there on the far side. Robinson wasn't expecting that one to be as close as it was. Hits the frame, goes out, and Fullerton College still remains at a 6 for a teammate. It's Wesky. Wesky, there's a common. Goes against Roddenberry. Another one against OCC. A shot tipped away. And we're going to end up seeing Fullerton keep possession here.
And Ryan, Wesky needs to take some shots. I mean, she's got 22 goals this season with 9 assists. She's got to be more aggressive out there.
30 on the shot clock. Halushka, person up. Fullerton, 1 for 2 on their last 2 opportunities. A chance on the inside. That is blocked, and it doesn't end up going for the Hornets. So Fullerton College is now 1 for 3 on their last 3 attempts with a person advantage, and just not able to get themselves into the lead once more. Here's Dew. Dew takes the shot, hits the crossbar, deflects twice. It's going to end up inside. Will we see an exclusion? Coach Gabriel Martinez unhappy with the call there. OCC wins possession. And we may actually have a penalty shot here as it goes against Kaylee Rojas. That's exactly what we have. A penalty shot with Anna Nardelli. She gets a chance to give them the lead, and she does.
That's an example of Fullerton College trying to keep OCC from capitalizing on the rebounds that they have already a couple times this match, but just getting a little too aggressive, too close to their goal. And just like in soccer, that's the type of play that more often than not can come back to bite you.
Nardelli gets her 24th goal of the season with that one for Orange Coast College.
And too often, Joe, you see it across all sports, right? Hockey background myself. Like you mentioned, you're familiar with soccer. Mark has seen it in baseball as well. You have an opportunity to get yourself a lead or take an advantage and get a good chance. A turnaround shot. It's a gorgeous goal from Kayla Arias, and she scores to tie it. But we were just about to say that usually when you get a great chance and can't capitalize, almost always the opposing team comes down and scores. You saw it there for OCC, but Mark, I want to go back to that goal. Kayla Arias with a textbook turnaround on the backhand.
Yeah, it's a no-look turnaround, and what it is, that's her 29th goal of the season for this team. She's got 29 goals, 2 assists, and a couple steals. But it's a no-look turnaround, so the best way to say it, it's taking the basket, lacrosse, not looking, and flipping it backwards. She does that, knowing where she is in the pool.
2 goals in the first, 4 in the second. 1 here in the third for OCC to make it 7. Fullerton College can't get a good offensive possession there with under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Across the pool they go now to Dew. Dew especially dangerous. It's a 2-on-1 from the inside. 2 Fullerton Hornets are there. And Mark, beautiful collapse there by Riley Jackson as Jackson goes away from her person on the inside to try and double team Dew before she gets the shot away. Here's Jackson. She's told to start up the offense. It'll go all the way to Wesky on the near side of the pool. Wesky being chased by Roddenberry. Roddenberry watching on as it goes to Rojas. Rojas opened the scoring against RCC the last time we were here with the Hornets, and a goal.
We've talked about it, or I talked about it earlier this game.
Go ahead, Joe.
They had their pep talk. Gabe gave them whatever notes they needed during that halftime, and they came out aggressive, adjusted stuff, just like we were saying, different team from what we saw earlier in the season. This is a different team from what we saw in the second quarter.
And Ryan, I need to ask you, because on the last couple shots you called it, I've got Bays. I have Bays in cap number 6. And just in case I don't know something, so I know I'm looking at the right person, because Dew is in 9.
No, you are correct. I had it wrong.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
No,
thought
you're
maybe
correct.
there was a cap change and I didn't know it. So just wanted to ask. And, of course, when you look at the head coach from Orange Coast College, a graduate of Cal State University Long Beach, where he was a 2-time All-American in water polo. He went to Cal State University Long Beach because he wanted to swim with a Hall of Fame coach that was there in the game water polo. And like he said, he couldn't find a better place to swim at. Was over at Golden West College when they had those great teams. He was with the men's team, Ryan, 88-1 when he was coaching with the men's team. So, you sort of look at the two coaches here, two of the best coaches on the field. Speaking of somebody who's afraid of water, he just showed up. Corey Nalen, I don't take a shower or get into the tub. Wow. Wow.
Under 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock.
Corey and Maddie are ready to broadcast. Hey, Ryan. Corey and Maddie are ready to broadcast that volleyball game.
They are ready, and they are set to go. And speaking of set to go, Orange Coast gets themselves back on the board. They've got a goal here, 2 in the third quarter of play, and now they bring it to an 8-8 tie.
All of us a little distracted because our most favoritist gentleman, Corey Nalen, walked into the pool deck.
I saw him signing autographs and getting $1 every time he did, so,
Here's Wesky. Wesky gets dunked there for a second.
So right before we got knotted up at 8, Ryan, I was going to say, Gabriel Martinez's team, it's almost like they came out this third quarter. They were singing that Taylor Swift song, and they just had the chorus saying, "I'm the problem, it's me."
While they were singing that, Arias got mugged in front of the goal by Orange Coast College. She was down deep and got drowned on that one.
Kaylee Rojas on the takeaway. Fullerton had a turnover. Now they get a takeaway. Rojas.
22 steals for Kaylee this season now.
Trying to move out the pool with Wesky. Wesky has an open lane. Mark mentioned she does have Moltz clock. Rojas tries for the little floater to the far post and can't get that one to go because an excellent play of anticipation by Ella Walker. Orange Coast trying to take the lead right before the end of the third quarter of play. OCC left to right in the white caps. On the turnaround, Rojas trying to get back, tips that ball away, and she does get the takeaway. Chance was there for Rosalind Contreras, but Contreras will see that one go back to Rojas. Rojas with no shot clock. Won't matter as Fullerton College with 20 seconds on the game clock in the third. Everyone a little bit confused as the shot clock went off, but it never reset. Here's Arias. Chance for the backhand again, doesn't go for it. Gets it tapped away from her twice. And Diana Hernandez is there once again for Orange Coast. She makes the play.
And Arias all alone. Ryan, there was absolutely no help for her down low, and that's why they didn't get a shot. Gabe trying to control himself over there, but getting upset with the girls because they're just not at this stage.
I'd call
helping each other out.
I'd call him spirited, but it looks like he almost wants to jump in the pool.
Well, plain and simple, the way that the weather's been, I also want to jump in the pool. But you look at how Fullerton College has played to this point. It's an 8-8 opportunity for them against Orange Coast. And you look at Orange Coast, Mark, you look at their overall record. They're trying to get themselves into a better position as they get set for not only the rest of Orange Empire Conference play, but also the conference tournament as well.
Well, yeah, they're 2-2 in conference, 10-10 overall. The thing that they want to get rid of is when you look at their last 6 games, they lost to Saddleback 12-10, beat Golden West College 13-11. Concordia playing an NAIA team, they lost to 9-4 and 13-1. So they played an NAIA, or you could say the equivalent to a Division II team in the NCAA era. And then you go at Long Beach where they lost 8-6, and then they lose to West Valley 11-8. So Ryan, they came in here on a 4-match losing streak into this one when they come in, and then they come into conference tied at 2-2. They need these wins if they want to even sniff having an opportunity to swim for a title.
And when you mention that, Mark, this is a team that has a lot of legacy behind it, especially if you look at the last 10 years of play. And very simple, there's a lot of expectation going into it with Gabriel Martinez-Squan.
Yeah, and there really is. I mean, I know Ryan says passionate. I say Gabe gets excited. He does, because the one thing you have told me in practice is Gabe gets very frustrated when players don't listen to his directions in the pool. And I saw that at Cypress, and occasionally today you listen to Gabe yelling at his players too, lovingly but loud, trying to get them to go in the right direction. And, of course, there's assistant coach Tim Burns talking with Corey Nalen over on the sideline. So you can see Tim sort of pacing the cement here, hoping the team does well.
And, Mark, I believe we lost one of the captains of the ship for the rest of this one.
You know what?
As we get set for the back half of KBPK's broadcast.
He looked at Corey Nalen and said, I'm here. I'm going. I'm gone. Big Joe, the big sandwich, said, you know what? The mayonnaise has shown up, so I could get out of the building. I thought he was going to be one of the meatless sandwiches. And we see how Mr. Nalen jumps in immediately. Oh, wait a minute.
Mark, he saw the sandwich, saw the meatless sandwich, tossed some mustard on it, and said, it's good to go. I'll see you guys later.
And Mr. Nalen said, I'll just sit back here and visit because
well, he's going to be on the air for women's volleyball. Don't forget, everyone, we've got women's volleyball coming up here on KBPK. That's a 6 p.m. start, so just under an hour. That's right. All of us here at KBPK are going to pick up everything we're doing and walk over to the Hornets' nest in just a little bit as both of these two teams battle in the middle of the pool for the ball, and we're back underway. Speaking of underway, 6 p.m. It is Fullerton College and Saddleback. That is women's volleyball here on KBPK. Mr. Title IX over to our right, chumming it up with the fans here at the Fullerton College Aquatic Center. And the voice of the Hornets over to our left, watching on as Fullerton College tries to get themselves a lead once more.
I might not make it to volleyball. I've been sitting on the deck for the entire second half. I'm not sure the athletic trainers will be able to stand me up and help you guys.
Chance there for Franco. Well, that's why we ended up bringing a portable chair. We'll take you like, in Indiana Jones. They all pick him up by the shoulders and then walk him all the way down to the Hornet's nest. I think that's how that movie goes.
Thank you, Ryan.
Franco had a chance. That got blocked. Down the right side of the pool, it's OCC trying to get past Rojas. Rojas gets called for a common. It's going to be OCC with the ball. They've got to back it up just a shade. An 8-8 tie for both of these two teams as Wesky is going for the pressure. Fullerton College with the exclusion. There goes Rojas. Now you see Jackson drop down towards the middle. She's got to guard someone. Looks for Nardelli. Nardelli as the center. Goes all the way back up to the point with Hernandez. Hernandez poked away by Wesky, and a timeout for Orange Coast College as The coaching staff for the Pirates just not thrilled with the way that person advantage was clicking, and they're going to get themselves an opportunity to score in just a second, Mark.
Well, and you saw what Fullerton did. They went with a double low post defensively. Then they waited for the ball to get thrown in the vicinity and attacked the person on the offensive side. Again, they'll set up the same way.
Right side, they try and swing. Rojas is out. She gets called for a foul. Tipped away. Chance for the Hornets to get it back, but getting called for it is Bays, and Fullerton College will take it. Left side to Monse. Franco on the inside. Two different Pirates there. They're really marking the centers there, Mark, as they go over to Rojas. Rojas on the chance, and it just deflects wide. It stays at 8-8. Under 6 to play. Now on the inside, Jackson having to work against two different Pirates. The shot was taken by Charlotte Gray, and the save is made by Robinson. So, Mark, we have stayed 8-8 for nearly 4.5 minutes of play, as both of these two teams have had chances with the person advantage. They haven't connected. They've gotten shots on their own, haven't connected, and Fullerton College is still trying to get themselves back into the lead.
Well, and give it to Robinson, because Robinson for the season has a 52% save ratio, Ryan. She's keeping them in the game for your Fullerton College Hornets. She's playing brilliant in goal today.
Here's Hernandez. Still 8-8. We are tied up here. All the way across, they find Bays. Here's Bays. Turnaround on the backhand. Excellent chance was presented for Charlotte Gray. It will stay with Orange Coast, however.
And yet Robinson was there like the game of ice hockey where you see goalies hug the post. That's what Robinson, that's their third, Ryan, it's really like a third arm when you use the post there so you can't get the ball in.
Tipped away. Nice job by Robinson again. Mark, you were just mentioning her, and she has been on her line very well. She has read the angles very well. She now has 7 saves in this one, 8 actually. And plain and simple, she has kept Fullerton College in this matchup.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Really has played well.
Chance for the Hornets. Can't get that to roll. Franco watching on, as is Maldonado. Near side of the pool. Ball goes out. Cards being shown. Little warning on the left-hand side. 8-8 it stays. So for Mark, for people who don't really understand what they just saw there on the camera, 2 cards come out from the official. What does that mean to the person who is unfamiliar with the game of water polo?
Well, I want to say it's a gentleman's game, but that's how the referees treat water polo. You cannot complain about the calls in water polo. And if you do complain too much, you will get a gentleman's warning from the official showing both cards, basically saying, hey, you need to back off. We're calling the game. I don't want to hear anything as we get a timeout by Fullerton here in the 4th period. Oh, our social butterflies come back to visit the honey patch. Corey Nailen here at KBPK.
Speaking of, Mark, we're going to give everyone a little bit of a team comparable graphic here in just a second. As you look at both of these two teams, very similar in the way that they play, very similar in terms of their status in the Orange Empire Conference. Overall record 12-8 for Fullerton, 10-10 for OCC, 212 goals for the Hornets, 87 assists, 115 steals, 142 saves. But Mark, what's really impressive is you look at the different styles for these two teams. OCC has 129 assists on 193 of their goals. Nearly 70% of their goals are assisted upon. They really have an emphasis on moving the ball around.
Yeah, they do, and they have quick passes. We're not seeing that today. I'm going to give Fullerton some love defensively. They have stepped it up here in this second half, and so it has been taking away that 2-3 shoot, 2-3 shoot when you see them come down. And again, I can't say anything but the goalie for Fullerton, so far, player of the match.
Robinson has had an excellent go of it so far. Scoreboard back up. It's still 8-8 and Fullerton College with 22 on the shot clock. They've got Rojas on the near side. Exclusion going to Roddenberry. So Fullerton College with a person advantage. And Mark, they've got to capitalize here with under 3.5 to play. Here's Jackson. Rojas scores.
Ryan.
Almost essentially a one-timer there on the near post mark. No hesitation for Rojas. She's in the air and lets that fly.
Yeah, you couldn't have called it better, my friend. That was just beautiful. And if they could play like that the rest of the year, they'll be a different team.
.328 on the clock. Officials having a conversation over to our left. Fullerton College with the lead. They've got one goal here in the fourth quarter. It had been tied for over 7.5 minutes of game time. And Fullerton College finally getting themselves back on the board to make it 9-8. They're trying to hang on here for a conference victory. Opportunity for the Hornets is taken away as on the inside, Franco is called for a foul.
Let's see if Haluska, who created that other turnover, will play as aggressive as Gabe wants her to on defense. And there she goes, Ryan. Again, Haluska forcing the offense to go deeper on the pool.
There's a shot off the frame again. Mark, that's the 6th that they have hit the post with so far. With under 2.5 to play, Fullerton College can expand on their lead here.
And you like what Gabe does defensively because he gets Alexandra to pressure defensively and then allows her mates to go steal the pass or get the rebound on a shot.
Here's Rojas. Rojas on the inside, little floater, hits the crossbar. Another chance for the Hornets. Whiskey makes a shot, and Walker is there again. It's a battle of goalkeepers here in the city of Fullerton, and both of these two keepers have decided to keep their teams into it. A chance now goes off the bar, 7th of the game for Orange Coast. They keep possession with Roddenberry. 1:40 on the clock as we continue forward. Opportunity near side of the pool. Little dunk there that goes against Franco. Now at the top, they're going to reset to Woodside. A save is made by Robinson. Once again, Robinson has made her presence known, and she has been the player of the match for the Hornets so far. Now on the other side, it's been Ella Walker keeping Orange Coast as close as possible in this one.
Yeah, and this is another one of those matches, just like at Cyprus, down to 1 goal. So we'll just see how aggressive Orange Coast is defensively. They need to get the ball back.
But Fullerton College with Montse Maldonado is able to get an insurance marker. And Mark, if you look at the shot clock, unless Orange Coast is able to get a quick 2-for-1, that insurance marker proves large.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot right there, and Fullerton needed that. The way they are playing in goal, the way they're playing defensively, Gabe has changed everything up, Ryan, and he's had his defense become much more aggressive here towards the end of the game, And the young ladies have reacted to everything he has asked them to do. And so today's game, this match is just a big step forward for this women's water polo team.
So timeout is taken. And on our left-hand side, Orange Coast and the coaching staff having a word, getting set with their game plan. Mark, if you're taking a look at the next 58 seconds of play, the simple version of it is Orange Coast has to score inside the first 15 seconds to give themselves a chance to have a full possession, or at least half of a possession, and get 2 goals.
Yeah, and the thing that you're going to watch here, how far out does the goalie come? Just like in a soccer game, like you do on Football Fridays.
Yeah, you bring them forward.
You bring them forward, Ryan. And if you're Fullerton and you play that aggressive defense and get a break, this is where you seal the deal.
58 seconds on the clock. Ball is in the pool. They're waiting for the signal. They give it. Clock counting down. They've got to get a goal here quickly if you're Orange Coast. Common foul against Franco. There's a shot. Hits the crossbar. Pops down. It gets away from Robinson. Robinson on the hurry. She's able to take it all the way into the corner. And there will be Roddenberry who gets called for one. And an exclusion there for Orange Coast. Fullerton College will take advantage, and Mark, that may have just sealed it.
Well, and what happened, too, is she went after the legs on the goalie. He was dribbling the ball away when she took the ball out of the goal area. Fullerton looks like they should win this one today.
Fullerton with 23 on the game clock, 6 on the shot clock. They're playing keep away for the moment being. This is going to be dumped down by Halushka all the way into the corner. It stops perfectly with 16 seconds on the game clock. So Fullerton College, 10-8 is our score over Orange Coast. The Fullerton Hornets will move up to 13-8 this season. A chance once more for Ella Walker. She's got 4 seconds on the clock. She's going to have to take a shot quickly. Little skipper, hopper, goes all the way to the frame, and that will do it. Fullerton College with the win. They go to 13-8 this season, and on the other side, it is Orange Coast who will go to 10-11. Don't forget, join us in just a few minutes as Fullerton College women's volleyball will be on the air here on KBPK, slated for 6 p.m. Until then, for Joseph Pavlenko, Mark Pavlovich, I am Ryan Osborne. Our final score is 10-8. Fullerton with the win over Orange Coast here on KBPK.